I was diagnosed with stage 3, grade 3 breast cancer when I was 33. And that was 20 years ago this year. And as you can imagine, it was a huge shock. My daughter was 2.5. I felt profoundly ignorant. I knew nothing about cancer, really. While I had every faith in the medical professionals around me, I had this real sense that if I was going to get through this, I needed to do more than just take the medicine and carry on living as I had been before. So for me, once I'd got through chemotherapy and radiotherapy and surgery, I realised that I needed a complete lifestyle makeover. I was really juggling with a sense of this is not a good medical situation. I need to do everything I can personally to turn this around. And I felt a great need to take responsibility and actually just to have something to focus on that I could do to get better. I realised that diet was very important. Even back then, it made sense to me that because my biochemistry had gone wrong, then the quickest route to sorting that out was going to be to look at food, which is the major source of chemicals that we put in most of the time. So I started looking at food, became incredibly interested in food, and I went back to college to study nutritional therapy, and it's just been a continual learning journey ever since. So as I got to my 1-year point and my 2-year point and then my 5-year point, I started to feel really confident. And then in 2006, I was diagnosed with something that was a rather rare condition, cancer-related, called proliferative verrucous leukoplakia, normally associated with 55-year-old Indian male smokers. So I was a little surprised to be diagnosed with it. And it is a precancerous condition that carries a very high mortality rate with it. At that point, I was eating a really good diet. I changed my lifestyle. I was feeling quite good about the way I was looking after myself, but still my body was malfunctioning to some extent. And so that was what I see as stage 2 of my career, looking at the personalised side of things. What is it about me? I went on to look at my genes. I've studied personalised nutrition and genetics as part of a postgraduate course. And really, I've learned, for example, that I don't have the classic breast cancer genes, but I do have a set of genetic glitches that predisposes me towards cancerous proliferative processes. And that's affected by my nutrient status and some of my lifestyle practices. So this journey that I've been on is actually the journey that I take clients on. I want to help them to find out what it is for them that is putting them at risk in a very individual way. That's what I love about what I do, this collaboration between us that really will help you to see your health in the context of your life and to start to do something about it. It's taken me 20 years to learn everything I've learned. One of the ways I can really add value is to shorten that process for other people. I can share what I've learned and what I'm going to keep on learning with the clients that come to see me. And what we're finding is, whereas certainly when I started studying, nutrition was sort of an alternative complementary discipline, and medicine was over here, something else that we all believe in and respect and is very important. What I'm seeing is a convergence of these two fields. In fact, doctors are really moving more and more onto our territory. They're understanding the vital role of nutrition and lifestyle in health. And there's this potential for synergy that's being created, where I see in the future that doctors and nutritionists are going to be working together to create better health. It's not going to be drugs or alternatives. It may well be food plus drugs plus lifestyle. And it's a really exciting time to see that emerging. And I'm so happy to be practicing at a time like this. I sometimes see myself as the bridge, that the bit that the NHS can't do, where you can look more personally at your health and look at your individual glitches. And it's particularly important for people whose bodies don't work very well. And I know what that feels like, because that's me. That's been the story of my life, and it's been part of my journey.